Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Beyond the Click and Clip. This is a podcast where we just talk about my life experiences and my job, or life, or growing up stories. It's basically like story time. And the last couple of weeks, I've been kind of going over some experiences I did with the fire department when I was working there. Many of you know that's what my career was. I was a firefighter, and I've been just telling stories about then. And last week I talked about freezing weather, losing heat, and using a generator to, the little safety, and some stories there. But this week, I think I'm going to kind of follow that. In the fire service, like I've stated before, you're a catch-all for stuff that nobody else wants to do. I know in my area, we did all the vehicle rescue. I mean, we were it had rescue in it. We were trained and had to do it. We even medical. We were there as first responders. We had to be EMT certified to be on the fire, to be full time on the fire department. So we had to do, help the ambulance out. One thing we didn't do is arrest people. Unless you were a fire marshal, then you had the right to arrest, because you did go in the police force and get trained to be a fire marshal. You have to meet requirements on the fire side and plus the police side. So you got the ability to arrest, for arson and stuff like that. But as far as anything else in the fire department, we didn't arrest anybody. We couldn't contain nothing. But everything else kind of fell on the fire department. Rescue, so we had a lot of rescue calls when I was on. We did motor vehicle accidents. We did any type of rescue, confined space, high rise, to search and rescue, to anything that you can think of. Were there chemical leaks? Wherever hazards are, you'll find the fire service there too. And I'm telling you, it gets overwhelming. Like I told you, I have certificates, novels thick, of classes and courses that I had to go through when I was on the fire department. I love the jobs. It didn't bother me, but the first couple certificates, I was proud of myself. Hey, look, I accomplished something. But when you it just becomes paper. And that's not being a butthole about it. It's just what it is. We did because we knew we had to, and to do the job, and plus training. I feel if more training you get, better off you'll be for your fire department and the patrons you are serving. Knowing that if they get in a rescue, you have some capabilities and knowledge and know-how to accomplish that task. Now, we that being said, just give you a little, that I was just telling you this, just kind of get you on the track of what I'm thinking, so to speak. The worst cause I hated was, and the scariest, was motor vehicle accidents. Any of y'all pulled up on an accident or rode by, you've seen what kind of chaos there is. There's cops and EMS workers, firefighters there, fire trucks, ambulance, cops. It's just a congested area, especially in a bigger town. Like, see, I've been there. Went to the convention in Nashville, and we were behind in a wreck. The traffic was piled up. I mean, me personally, I may have to wait 5 minutes, where I'm from, to get through an accident. But it was a little bit longer. I don't know how long it actually was, maybe 30 minutes or so. But I think they did good keeping the traffic going. Now we're at the wreck. The cops' job is keep traffic moving. Is basically what their job is, and they do the report. Find out what happened, how the wreck happened, and all that stuff. EMS is there to take care of the patient. Ours is to get the patient out of the car and on to the EMS workers, and us basically cleaning up the wreck, getting things out, So they're trapped. We there with the jaws of life or whatever tools that we need to get the person out of the vehicle, and fire control when they move the car onto the wrecker to get it out of there. But I've heard a bunch of police officers say their scariest part of the job is pulling somebody over on a highway. That they feel that's more dangerous than going into a house and arresting somebody or having a shootout in the middle of the street. They say pulling somebody, and some of it is because they don't know what they're walking up to in the car, but the other one's traffic. Now, we all been on the one side where we're driving and we're like, we pull up to the scene, we look. What's going on over there? Look at that car. Look how damaged that car is. And what does that do? You're concentrating on the accident and not paying attention to what you're doing, and you can run into personnel with another car and have another wreck right there. And we call you guys, and me included, Rubberneckers. And right, you're looking, you're looking at what's going on as you're driving. I've been on the fire service for about 20 years, and I've witnessed a bunch of wrecks because people were trying to look at what was going on the side of the road there, and they got a wreck. They hit personnel, or they hit a truck, or they hit the parked cop car because they're looking. And everybody does it. I do it still. Everybody does it. It's curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat. Everybody, we are curious people. If we're not, we wouldn't have inventions, or we wouldn't be progressing and come up with different things. If you weren't curious, hey, I wonder how this works. We're curious creatures. And so it's going to happen. It's there. But that is what I'm trying to say today is we look. So the scariest part of the job was for fire department vehicle accidents. That's why nowadays that they park their vehicles in an angular manner. That way it gives us kind of a shield. Because I've been on one scene where where the accident wasn't at a good place, but we gave them plenty of time to stop. There was a curve going down the hill, and we had guys on top of the hill around the curve with a sign saying "Slow down, accident ahead." We were telling the drivers there's something going around the corner there. Be cautious. Well, this semi truck, either he was tired or he didn't heed that warning. He ran around that curve. We were working, and all we heard was this squealing noise. We looked up and this semi slammed on his brakes and his trailer went sideways. I mean, it was coming right towards us, and we're like, hit a fire truck, and there it was. It was like, you know, those signs ain't out there for looks. You know, if you see something, a firefighter saying there's something going on. And yes, there's laws, you know, speed limit laws and stuff like that. Yes, but you know, there's other people's lives out there that are trying to do something good, trying to get the situation cleaned up as quick as possible. So you know, my just being mindful, especially in that area, just kind of get through it. Okay, I understand you're going to look at the scene. Everybody's going to do it. There ain't no way stopping it. But just be mindful and try to be safe as possible. You know, especially if you're going in that situation. You know, that's my advice to you guys. But you know, it was scary. That little, for me, I was like, man, I'm here trying to do a report, trying to get this stuff done and getting information to load this car up on the record so we can clear this road up and get it open again. Because cops' number one priority is keep the traffic moving. You know, like I said, the EMS is there to get the patient loaded and taken to the nearest hospital or wherever the place they're going. Our job is to take care of all the hazards, and it all works hand in hand. And we help the police department out. You know, they use, where I come from, they usually send 1 or 2 cops, and it is the police department's job to do traffic control because that's what they're in charge of while they're there. The highway patrol is there to keep the traffic moving and get a report and figure out what happened. You know, in case there's a ticket or something. So we usually send. We have a traffic control class, and they're usually into our new guys, our Explorer. We had an Explorer program where we had open spots. We'd get these high schoolers that was wanting to do it. It's a senior in high school, and they go through classes, and they come. They not until they reach 18. They can't really touch a fire hose, or they can be what we call gophers, and they go for whatever we need. You know, we need a tool. They go to the truck and give it to us, and we give them traffic control on wrecks, and we teach them what to do, and they have to pass a course, and they usually do a good job. I mean, we never had an incident where they fail to do something. We stick them on traffic control. They go up there, so we go help that PD. We'll send them with signs and with this big old triangular sign saying "accident ahead." And they put it up. They hold a stop sign and slow sign on a post where they twist and turn. You know, slow down, let people drive, and they radio and they, keep one line of traffic going at all times. And that's their minor, and that's how we help the police department out with traffic control. And usually they do a good job. I mean, so this incident wasn't his fault. I mean, I don't think I would step in front of somebody and say, "Hey, you better slow down." Now, I have in the past, in the old days where we had a guy had a log chain he would put across your hood until it's time for you to move. And people didn't really move because they didn't want their car scratched. That was back in the day. We can't do that now. But they get the job done. So, just be mindful next time you're going through an accident. We're all rubberneckers, and we're all going to be looking, see what happened. Oh, look at that car. Is the person hurt? Or do I know that person? Or whatever. Just be mindful that you're going to be, you just try to pay attention to where you're going so we don't have to get you out of a car or something like that. Anyway, but reports, that's fun. Because in the fire service, police service, or even EMS, if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen. Especially when people want to take you to court all the time, you need to write down. So we have to write down everything we done, every step on our reports, and that takes a little bit to do. And that's just if, something would happen, the patient gets hurt more because of us. We have to go to court. And if it ain't written down on a report, it didn't happen. So be mindful that we're dealing with a lot of stuff on scene that, and you think we're just standing around doing nothing. Usually we're not just standing around. We are doing something at time, all the time. Temperature gets hot out there. We're wearing gear that's triple our body weight, and we're carrying it around in hot weather. So yeah, we're tired. There's going to be people sitting on an engine trying to cool off and not get overheated. So if you've ever been in construction, especially road construction, out there is hotter than it is anywhere else because of the pavement. But guys, it's just those experiences, man, that I love sharing with you guys. I might share another one next week. I don't know, but I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, you can always hit that like button, leave a comment, let me know if you ever been in this situation before. And maybe if you like this content and if you're a Lego fan, you can always subscribe. I always appreciate it when you all do. And until the next one, remember, pay it forward, be nice to one another, and be good. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye. Have a good one.